Hey guys, sorry it's a weird angle. I can't get my phone set up how I normally do. I am headed to the grocery store, to my local HEB. I'm going to be making a recipe video for you. Let me see if I can adjust this at all. A little better? A little better. And I was thinking, the recipe I'm going to make today is a MLT or maybe an MALT. So I have been craving something like a BLT now for like a couple of weeks, and I had tried that tempeh bacon by Tofurky, which was good, but I didn't have any tomato. So I figured today would be an awesome day to try to make that. But what I'm going to do is I am going to do it with mushroom, lettuce, and tomato. And then I have an avocado at home, and if the avocado is still good, then it's going to have avocado on it. So it will be a malt sandwich, M-L-A-T, haha. Okay, so I was just thinking about what mushroom I was going to use. I have the portobello mushroom, the shiitake mushroom, and the oyster mushrooms, and I am definitely hands down going with the portobello mushroom. Portobello mushrooms are like the meat of the mushroom world. They are big, they're thick, and they have like a nice dense texture. So they stand up really well to marinating, and they stand up really well to cooking as well. They're not going to just like disintegrate and fall apart or anything like that. You can cook them whole and make burgers out of them, make steaks out of them. You can flip them upside down and stuff them with stuff. And then you can also, which is what I'm going to do, which I'll show you in a bit when I get back from the store, is I'm going to slice it kind of thin, put some seasonings on the strips, and then I'm going to saute those up. And I haven't decided exactly what seasonings I'm going to use yet, because I kind of want something like a BLT. So for the bacon flavor, I'd want to put something smoky on it. And I have some smoked sea salt, and I will be putting salt on this, so I figured if I am going to put salt on it, then maybe I should go ahead and use the smoked sea salt, and I will see if I have that available. I'm pretty sure I have a container of it out. My husband, like I've said before, makes like spice rubs. He makes barbecue rubs, and he sells them, and one of the ones that he sells is a smoked sea salt one, which is so good. We just haven't made it in a while, but if you eat something then you don't want to actually like barbecue it, or you can't barbecue it or whatever, but you want it to have that smoky flavor, this is like the rub that you would use. So yeah, if I had some of that, actually I'd probably put that on the mushroom. That would be pretty good. So maybe I'll have him make me some of that, but he's not home and I don't want to wait. So when I get home, I'll figure out probably nothing too extensive, because I really like mushroom flavor. Just a little bit of salt on mushrooms and cooked down is good enough for me. So like I said, I'm on my way to the store. I'm going to pick up some tomato for that, and then I'm also going to pick up a few other ingredients for some other recipes that I have coming up. I got so hungry researching recipes, so I hope you guys are going to be as excited as I am to make some more of these mushroom recipes. So get ready for some mushroom madness. All right, guys, I'll see you back in the kitchen. Hey guys, time for the recipe. So this is one of the portobello mushrooms from the Kitchen Pride Mushroom Farm, and I'm going to make a MLT and potentially have avocado on it. So a mushroom and tomato lettuce sandwich, and hopefully the avocado is good. So the first thing you want to do when you get your mushrooms is clean them off. Some people just take like a towel like this, like a damp towel, and they'll just kind of like rub off any dirt that they have. By the way, the mushrooms at the Kitchen Pride farm stand, or the stand at the farmer's market, are like super clean. Sorry, you can only see my mouth moving, huh? So there's barely any cleaning you have to do to these. But if I were to do some cleaning, which will just be like a few little bits here and there, I can take a damp cloth and kind of rub the dirt off. And honestly, if you are going to use these right away and you want to run it under some cold water and gently like brush them off, that's totally fine. Some people say don't ever put them in water because they're going to absorb it and they're going to get change of texture. I think they might if you let them sit for too long, but if you're gonna basically wash them and then cook them, I don't think it's a big deal. I've never had a problem with it. And also, for cleaning portobello mushrooms, usually you take out the stem because it's, let me see if I can pop it out. Usually it'll just pop out. It's pretty thick and woody and not very good. So I've never eaten the stem. You just get out as much of it as you can. And then you see these little gills, these little brown things in there. That's a better picture of it right there. You don't have to take these out. It's all up to you. For me, I just like it better without them because it's a little funny tasting because these are really, really soft compared to the rest of the mushroom. So you just take a spoon and you kind of just go around and you can see that it like gently comes off. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this and then I will show you how else I am prepping it. Alright, so there it is all cleaned out. I just took out all the gills and then I, kind of wiped it down a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this into strips, and then I made just a little seasoning blend. Like I said, it's very little, so I can't really give you measurements because what's in here is probably a half a tablespoon or maybe even just a teaspoon worth. So what I did was, Trader Joe's sells, I believe they still sell this, the smoked sea salt, so just a couple of cracks of that. It was like 3 cracks, so it's probably less than 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then a good couple of shakes of smoked paprika, and then a couple, literally small pinches of the coconut sugar. And then I also put in a little onion powder and then a little pinch of garlic powder, and those I'm not showing here just because the containers were so big. And what this gives you is kind of like a smoky, salty, sweet flavor, like you might get in like a maple bacon or something like that. So if you have maple sugar, that would work good here instead of the coconut sugar or brown sugar. I just think the darker sugars work a little bit better. So let me show you how I'm going to cut all this up and get it into the pan. Alright guys, here they are. As you saw, I put some oil in the pan. And you can totally try to like cook these without any oil at first, and then if you want to crispen them up a little bit, put some oil in there. So that kind of just depends on you. So I'm going to let these get nice and golden on the one side, and then I'm going to season up the other side and then flip them. So I will show you that in just a moment. It smells really good, by the way. Alright, let me get to tending to these, and then I'll show you what they look like when they're flipped. Alright guys, you can see that I did a little bit of oil on the other side, and then I put the seasoning on. The reason I did the oil is because if you just put the seasoning directly onto the mushroom, it's not going to stick. I guess you could actually wet the mushroom a little bit with some water and try that. You could also cook this maybe in some veggie broth if you want to avoid the oil. But I'm going to go ahead and get these flipped over. Look at that color. See that nice golden color? That's what you're looking for. There we go. Oh, yummy, yummy. This is smelling so good. And remember that mushrooms put off a little bit of water themselves, too, especially after they've been salted. Oh, my goodness. Tell me that that is not a pretty sight. That's fantastic. So I'm going to let these go and let the other side get just as golden and yummy as this. Alright guys, is that focus? Yeah. As you can see here, I got myself a nice big fat juicy tomato. Get whatever tomato you want. These ones just look the best. My preference